stretching and strengthening. And so that's what we're going to be focused on. And that balance part, as we talked about the other day, is a lot more than just your physical body. It is so much physical, but it's not all physical. It also has to do with our emotions and where they're taking us. Are they swaying us off balance? And it has to do with our head and where our mind is. And so as I'd ask you to do in this class is to come with an open mind and open heart and speak in words of beauty to yourself, okay? Knowing that this is this beautiful rainbow spectrum. All the colors are over here on this side. They continue to arc up, and all the colors are over on this side. So wherever you are in your arc of strength, in your arc of stretching, in your arc of balancing, that is the beauty of you being you in that moment, okay? So please be gentle always on ourselves, be kind to ourselves. And we will go through a variety of practices for all of those areas. And the things that I'd like you to have, a strap, all my straps I left at Vessel Health, but like I've told you guys, you can use a scarf, you can use a belt, you can use a leash, you can use a rope, all right? But we're definitely going to be using those. And I know you see me seated on the ground. Anytime you see me seated on the ground, know that you can be seated on a chair, okay? Because this is not requiring anyone to have to get up and down from the ground, okay? And if you have a little set of hand weights, great. And you don't have to use these. A lot of what we do already builds strength. Anything that we are utilizing our body and we're moving away from the earth, right? Away from that earth's gravitational force, then even if we don't have a weight in our hand, our arms weigh something, our legs weigh something, our torso weighs something, okay? But you can increase that if you like, if you have weights that are appropriate for you. And those can be those little hand weights. I saw Luann with some of those the other day that are, you attach them to, and it's only like about a pound. It just adds a little bit more. Or you can use water bottles, so small water bottles. Or maybe you have 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15, 20 pound weights, and you want to use those for some of the movements that we do, all right? That will be a way to increase your strengthening. And I have a mat, not because we're going to be up and down on the mat, but when I'm using that chair, I don't want it to slide on the wood that I'm on, okay? I have a blanket for when, and if I do sit upon that chair, or if I sit here again, the chair is fine for you. And let me see, and my blocks. I left my blocks inside, so I guess I won't be using blocks this time. So that's what we're going to be focused on today. And so we're going to begin with ourselves standing. So when we're standing up, we're going to be inaugurating our lower body into its ability to connect with the earth in a powerful way and an igniting way, in a way that feels for us to be safe, secure, and grounded, okay? And I want to look down at those feet of mine, and I want to make sure they're running kind of like railroad tracks, parallel to one another, all right? And I may feel that in my hips, because maybe we have accidentally trained our foot to be out or to be in. And so when we pull it back to center, our hips are saying, hey, what's going on here? But really, this is our natural way of connecting with one joint upon the other, okay, which allows us again to have some really good balance. All right, so from here, let's go ahead and just begin to lift off just a heel off the ground and place it down, all right? So you're just moving those knees, right? And I'm coming up onto the ball of my foot, and my hips might be moving a little bit. You don't need to take a lot of action in the hips right now. Just go ahead and move those heels, pumping them up and down, okay? Just like this. And now you can see my hips are starting to take a little bit of action as well. Let that happen, okay? Let that be just a natural way of moving. And then calm to stillness. Let's just shake that out a bit. And now let's take our heels out, toes in. I want you to feel what that feels like. You will feel everything here in your hips, legs shifting in this internal rotation. And then from here, we're going to do something similar. We're going to lift heel, and we're going to take turns, kind of coming in with our knees, a little bit of knock knee. The hips may feel like they can move a little bit more freely in this position, just because of the difference that we put our feet in, okay? And you're also strengthening these legs by doing this. You're also strengthening your heart a little bit because you're getting a little bit of cardio with this, okay? If you want to add some more cardio, move those hands a bit. Move those hips back and forth. Really, you guys are doing a little bit of cumbia here, okay? A little bit of cumbia. Yes, and if you want, you can get those shoulders interacting as well. And what that does is we're getting strengthening, we're getting some balancing, we're getting some stretching into my shoulders. Maybe I want to put my arms out a little bit, take them down, bring them up. You guys choose, okay, what you want to do. Let's do it a little bit longer so we can, again, maybe get a little bit of our heart rate up some. And again, we're pulling up, heels up onto the balls of our feet. And shoo, take it on down a notch. And then take your feet back to neutral, okay? So that we're standing with our hips, knees, ankles, everything connecting. And as I spoke about in the last class, our head, this 10-pound bowling ball, if we have it cocked to one side or the other, or letting it come forward all the time or back too far, that's going to throw our entire balance off. So check in with our head. Are my earlobes right above my trapezius muscle? And now I'm going to take my feet out, okay? So they're now in an externally rotated way. And I'm going to lift, heel, sway my body over this way, come back to center, lift heel, sway my body over in this direction, bring it back, swaying. Maybe I want to take my arms and sway a little bit. This takes us off center, right? This takes us off balance. Maybe I'm going to stretch a little bit. Maybe I'm going to add that weight to my hands, right? If I want to add a little bit more to the strengthening aspect, I can go ahead, lift off my heel, extend through my side body, come back maybe into a little squat. Come on up onto the ball of my foot, extend over, come on down into a little squat. And let's do that a bit here. And feel your body have to connect to the earth in a different way, a more supportive way than when we are stacked and centrally locating in our bodies, okay? Let's keep going here. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So I'm incorporating, even though this isn't called necessarily a yoga class, I want you all to also pay attention to breath and how breath will help you accentuate your strength, accentuate your stretch, and it will assist you with your balancing. And do a few more here. Again, with or without weights. You guys decide, with or without your little squat. that squat just kind of sends a little more energy up from the earth upward. One more time each side. Coming back into center. Place my weights down if you had them. My toes are still out. My heels aren't in. And here I'm going to go ahead and do something similar to what I was doing before. I'm going to bend into one knee and then bend into the other. And this time, my hips really have a lot of movement. Bend and lift the heel. Take it over in one direction. Bend and lift the heel. Take it over. If you want to take your arm with it, you can. Okay? You are not just balancing, strengthening your little dancers too. Okay? Pull over, lift up, pull up onto the ball of your foot. Good. This can be done with your weights too, if you want. Okay. One more time each side. So I'm high on the ball of my foot. I'm really leaning over. I've got to find my center of balance, bring it back, and then lean over on the other side, and then bring it back. All right, good. And now let's go ahead and just lift your feet one at a time off the ground. This may require a chair, a table, a wall. We're going to get the chair pretty soon because we're going to do a little bit more than just this a little marching thing here. And I notice that the sun, because of the way it's coming, is kind of diluting my head a bit. So it doesn't matter. You guys know what I look like. And so now we'll go ahead and take the chair and have your strap available too. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just see if I can make a little adjustment here. I don't know if that's going to help. That kind of made my breath increase, my breathing increase a bit, and my heartbeat a little bit. I'm going to turn this back around too. That didn't quite do it, what I did before. And yes, you guys can see me okay. All right, so you've got your strap, you've got your chair. Now, first, just put the strap there, and we're going to take it without the strap and only adding strap if that feels like something you want to do. Okay? So I don't want anybody to get strapped up and then, end up wrapped up in their strap and on the ground. We don't want that. All right, so behind the chair, and what we're going to do here is I'm going to take weight into my right foot, and I'm just going to take my left leg out straight, okay, and bring it back. Left leg out straight, bring it back, trying to keep my right hip from going out when I extend my left leg out. So I'm going to press into my right hip, and I'm taking my left hand on the top of the chair with a little weight down, not towards me, okay? And I'm just extending that leg out to the side to get an inner leg stretch and to get into this muscle group, our hip and our glutes, okay? And my foot is flexed, and that means I'm not stubbing my toe as I bring my foot down, but it also means that I'm activated in that leg, okay? And just paying attention to how my body wants to move to the right as I lift my leg over there. 2 more. And I'm inhaling as I lift, exhaling as I come down. And then I want to walk it out here. Good. Yeah. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. So my left hand is going to come to my left hip to keep it from pushing out. I'm going to push in with my hand a bit. And then I'm pushing or gently weighting my right hand down. My chest lifts and I begin to extend that other leg out to the right with a flexed foot. Okay. And if you get tired and you only do 3 or 4, not a problem. Come back and walk it out. Come back and go up and down on the balls of your feet. I don't want anyone to feel excluded here, all right? We all are at different places on that rainbow. And so you go 3 or 4, and then you say, I'm just gonna come up and down on my toes for a bit, and that is good practice as well. Please just do that, okay? Let's do 2 more here. Doesn't look like I'm doing anything because you can't see my leg, but I really am. Come back and walk it out a bit. Good. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and take ourselves to the side of the chair. And here we're going to maybe use the strap, maybe not. First time we will not, okay? So all I wanna do now, I've got one hand on the chair. Again, any pressure is downward, not towards me. Just gonna lift to the balls of my feet, okay? Slowly come down. Lift on up, inhale. Slowly take it down, exhale. A few more on your own. Feel that in the front of your ankles. So important to get our ankles and all of our joints really lubricated here. And working with your breath helps to calm you. Let's do 2 more. And then taking it down. Let's come on up, inhale. Stay on the balls of the feet for as long as feels comfortable for you. You can take that other arm, send it straight up into tree limbs maybe, or wisteria leaves, lengthening. Again, a weight could be in your hand all this time if you want to do that. And then come slowly down onto the flats of your feet. Your hand comes down. Bend into your knees. Before we do the other side, take your hands here and let's do 4 sets. Count. And then taking ourselves back up into standing. Take a couple rolls of the shoulders. Backwards and then a couple forward. And I know you guys still can't see me. I've got that ray going right through my head. That's kind of, there we go. And then you can see me, you can see my body, you just don't see my face. It's okay. Walk it out. All right, now before we go to the other side, only if you like, we're going to form a little loop with our strap. Okay, hand here, this leg solid, and we'll go ahead and place our foot inside that strap. Only if you feel like it. Otherwise, you just lift up, all right, without the strap. Okay, please do what's right for you. Take that leg up, hold on to the strap, come up only to where it's right for you. My knee is bent right now, and then I'm going to go ahead and when I can and want, extend my leg. Don't go higher than hip height. You might be down at knee height. Wherever you are, be where you are and have a smile on your face and be happy for being here and being in your body. And when you are ready, take that leg out. And again, you might be bent, might be here, taking it out, all right? Wherever you are, be where you are. Take it on back. Take it across your body. Feel that and what happens to balance when we cross the center line. Back. One more time, open up. And again, putting any pressure downward. See how that chair wanted to come into me? And this is a good place to use a wall as well. Bend into that knee and release the strap. Go ahead and walk it out just a bit. and holding that strap with the same hand, okay? We're going to do a little bit of upper body stretching. So throw that loop over your back, okay? Let this arm come up so that your elbow's bent, and it might not be as close to the head as mine are. It might be way out here, okay? Really depends on how open our shoulders are. And then this other hand's going to reach back towards the scarf, maybe the loop, any part of it. You don't want to overdo here. You want to go just to a place that feels right for you. This is called cow face pose with the arms. Sometimes we'll do cow face pose seated, but we haven't done that in our chair classes, really. So don't worry about that. We can do this though. And you can see, here, my hands aren't touching. Maybe some of yours, your hands will touch. But what the strap will do is will allow us just to open up. We'll feel that opening in the chest on the arm that has the elbow lifted. And we'll feel an opening, pulling backwards a little bit on the other shoulder. So one's pulling in one direction, the other in the other way. And then I'm going to release and bring my scarf back over the chair, bend into my knees a little bit, and then bring myself up. Good. Let's go ahead to the other side of that chair. It's like this. And before we go anywhere, just shake out those knees again. We've done the cumbia already. This is a little bit of cumbia, right? Get those hips moving. You can do it again onto the balls of your feet, moving that way. Good. All right. So here we are. Feet are nicely even and connected to the earth. And we're going to go ahead and take that leg on the outside and just lift it up, bend into that knee, and then let's place it on down. Lift it on up, bend into that knee, place it on down. And now let's go ahead and take it up again, take it out. I think this is different than what we did on the other side. I don't remember what we did on the other side. This is when I wish you guys were in live class with me, and take it down, walk it out. I know we did the strap part, we did something else before. Oh, the mosquitoes get me. All right, so let's do that another couple times. Let's come on up and down on the balls of our feet a bit. And then go ahead and bring that leg up. Take it out with the bend. Take it forward. Take it across. One more time, out. Center. Bringing ourselves back, taking that foot down. Go ahead and walk it out just a bit here. And then taking the strap or scarf and making a loop, taking hand to chair. I'm going to go ahead and place my foot inside that loop. All right, I want to make sure I'm feeling comfortable doing this, and raise it up to just where it feels right for you. And then you begin to extend. And maybe you don't come into a straight leg, but the scarf in your hands will help accentuate any of your stretching that you're trying to do on that side, okay? And you're strengthening, right? Stretching, strengthening, and balancing, all three at once. And this hand can stay right here, but again, not pulling towards you. And go ahead and take that leg out. Really trying to not sink into this hip, okay? And then bring that leg forward. And again, yours may be knee height. And then take it across. Take it back center. Open on up. Bring it back to center. And one more time, let's cross on over. Bring it on back, bent. Let's let that leg come down. Let's walk it out, but keep that strap there or that scarf. Send it over your back. right? So this elbow's up, and then my other hand comes back, attaches to any part, right? I've got that whole length. So I may not be way up here, okay? Don't, because you don't want to mess with your shoulder. You do want some stretching, but you don't want to overdo, okay? So take it to where you feel like that is a good opening for you. It opens up your heart, it opens up your shoulders. Another day when they're closer together, all right? And you get more to a point where someday your hands may even clasp together. I don't know if mine have ever done that. So it's not a goal for me at all. I'm just working on this nice opening and stretch. And this is one that you hold for a few breaths, okay? And you just continue to feel that opening of the muscle fibers in this nice stretch. And the opening into your joints. Go ahead and release and let the shoulders take one move at a time. Okay, up and back, and look at my feet. I'm coming up to the balls of my feet as I do the little sexy shoulder thing, right? And then I'm going to come around. Stuffy. Good. All right. And then let's go ahead and do one little dance. We did a dance before. We did a little bit of salsa. Today we're going to actually twist. And you guys remember the twist? It was one of the first ones I learned when I was a kid. And when we twist, we're going to have our legs out a little bit, okay? Toes are out, maybe heels are in. And then I'm going to start to take my knees in and out, right? Twisting from my waist. Twisting. Coming onto the balls of your feet, right? Because we can't do a lot if we keep our feet flat. So take them to the balls of your feet and take that twist. Move your arms. Move your hips. Let one knee open and close and come to the top of that foot, okay? And then we bring ourselves back into the center, come onto the ball of the other foot, and we keep that twisting going. And this is so good to strengthen your core, right? Come back into center, maybe flat-footed for a moment, then you come to the other side. Now, only if you want, you can take that foot off the ground and bring the knee in and out, okay? And bring it on down and lift and take it in and out and bring it on down and switch to the side. Weight comes here to the ball of that foot, lift, take it a couple times. You can do this with the chair, okay? If you want to lift that leg up and down, okay? So keep it going. Chubby Checkers, right? I think that was the twisting song, remember. Let's do one more time each side. Maybe you're starting to feel this in your core. At Vessel on Saturday, we had our hula hoops out and people were hula hooping, adults and kids, and then come back to the center, okay? All of this fun, creative movement you can do when you start to trust your balance a little bit more, okay? All right, let's go ahead and do a little bit more in the balancing realm. And again, can't balance unless we are also stretching and strengthening. The three really go together, okay? We can stretch and strengthen without balancing necessarily, but when balance comes into effect, we're doing both. So I'm going to go ahead and turn myself. Again, hands are pressing downward on that chair, okay? And then I'm going to just walk back. You guys can still see me, yep. And I've got a flat spine. My legs could still be bent, all right? Depends on how the back of your legs, how open they are. And my tailbone is in one direction. The crown of my head is in the other direction. Good. Then from here, I'm going to leave one leg down. I'm going to slide the other one back. You won't be able to see everything I'm doing there. And I'm going to slide a little bit more forward. I might run out of room back there. So I'm here. In this position, I'm on the ball of that back foot. See that? I'm lengthening this leg. But again, if you're not lengthening all the way, have a good bend there. That's okay too. All right? And from here, I'm going to come to my big toe on that back leg. Then I'm going to lift that foot off the ground. Maybe not very far. Definitely not any higher than my hip. I'm going to work to get those hips in alignment. And stay on the back of that chair. Remember, you do not have to have that leg all the way at your hip, but just taking it to a toe, you're coming into balance because your whole forward body, all that weight is coming forward. And we've got 3 points of contact, right? We've got 2 hands and 1 foot. The other one's lifted. Go ahead and bend, bring it back. Let's walk it forward before we go on to the next. Other side, lift up onto the balls of your feet. And again, pressing down into the chair. Let your hips come towards the chair. Open up your arms, stretching through the whole front part of our body while we're strengthening the lower part and we're balancing on the balls of our feet. Come on, back up. Let your heels come down. And then I'm going to walk myself back again so that I have that straight spine. That's the most important thing. If your arms, if this is a lot on your shoulders, then bend your elbows, okay, and just come closer in. You may not feel comfortable here with the long arms, okay? But right now, wherever you are, your back is long. Let's focus on that, not necessarily your legs or your arms. And then I'm gonna let the other leg take weight, slide the other foot back, right? I don't know what side I did now. I think it was this side. No, it's this side. See, you guys can help me if you were here. And so now I'm going to lift that other foot off the ground, and I think it was this one. And I'm gonna lift no higher than my hip. Yeah, it's this one. To do. And I'm looking straight down here, okay? I'm finding a focus. So if I were to look upwards, that's gonna be too much into my neck. My ears are close to my biceps. This is a warrior 3 prep, all right? Again, you can be down on that big toe. You are still balancing because your weight's forward. That leg that's sturdy and strong is supporting you, okay? The other one is lifting a bit, stretching back, taking you off balance, and you're finding that balance again. And then take your foot on down, both come together, walk on up, separate your feet this time, toes out, heels in, rise up, stay high, come down in a little squat. So we're in kind of a goddess squat, but we're high on the balls of our feet. Come on up, inhale, exhaling down, good. Inhale up, and again, your exhale down may be really, really small, all right? Don't worry about how deep you go. And if you're tired already, place your heels down, regroup, and then stay down with your heels and just do some squats or just do some regular up and down on the balls of your feet with no squatting, okay? All of those levels, you guys, I want you to be doing something, right? Even you say, okay, that's enough and that, start something else, okay? Go ahead, feet down, bring in those feet so that we're going to now release from the chair. And we're going to stand in mountain pose here. be using the chair again momentarily. A few more breaths here. All right, so we're going to do something really stabilizing that we have done many, many times in yoga before, and that is a powerful pose of warrior two. But we're going to take it into a place where we may have to shift our balance a little bit more, okay, than what we've done before. So go ahead and open up your legs, your feet, toes forward. Your arms are coming out, straight out. Okay, here we are. 5-pointed star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn one foot so those toes face away. Both legs are straight here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bend into that front knee, which might mean I need to take that back leg back farther. Maybe I need to widen. All right, so find your depth, find your length here. Okay. So here I feel really stable, right? Flat-footed, all of that. Now I'm gonna let my arms lift. I'm gonna let my leg lengthen. And I'm gonna come onto the ball of that front foot. It's gonna be kind of hard to do. So you're gonna have to kind of press up and push through and bring yourself back, right? So you're really destabilizing yourself when you lift that hip up. I mean, the heel up, and you let your body weight come back. Come up, take that heel on down, arms come down. And now let's bring ourselves forward, 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 bend into that front arm. Take the other arm over. Right now, flat-footed. Now come onto the ball of that back foot. Shoot yourself over a little bit more. Feel how you have to work on that balance piece a little bit more, so we don't have that whole foot centered and grounded. Come on back and here. And now you think, wow, warrior two's easy. It's all supported energy, right? When our feet are connected. Straighten that front leg and both of our toes come back facing forward. Okay, now we're gonna switch that out. Take the other foot in that opposite direction. Find your knee bending. Find that knee and ankle alignment. Let yourself open up here. Okay. Really open up. Really let yourself come down. Find that length back there. Find your knee bend in the front. And now let's go ahead. Come on back here. Come to the ball of that front foot. Lifting up. Don't do it so much you get a cramp in that leg. If that's happening, definitely put the heel down. Okay. But here we're strengthening. Working on our balance. Take yourself back, flat-footed. Notice that difference, right? Very stable. And now we're going to come forward, forward, forward. Bend here. Lift this arm. Come onto the ball of that back foot. Oh, yeah. And that made me shift my energy. Only do it if you're feeling sure-footed. Otherwise, stay flat-footed, you guys, because you're still strengthening. I'm just trying to include all three principles. The stretching right here, the strengthening of our legs, the balancing by lifting up a little bit on the ball of that foot, placing myself down, lifting myself up, spreading my wings, coming up straight here, feet forward, heel toe, my feet in. That's good. All right. Let's do a little bit of salsa, and then we're going to get to the chairs, okay? And this time we're going to salsa forward and back, and then we're going to salsa left and right. And in doing that, we're going to be shifting our balance from one side to the other, okay? So you'll remember we did one. Okay, so we step on the front foot. not solid, okay, it's never really heavy, kind of light footed, almost to ball that foot. Coming forward. Almost take that other foot off the ground. Put it back. Shift back. Two together, right? Then we take the other foot back. Shift our weight back. Bring our body weight forward. Feet come together. Okay. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See how we might count it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Because there's like a rest there, okay? 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to turn towards you at 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. You notice the time. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. When you're having to balance yourself. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. One more this way. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Good. Keep the knees a little bit loose. Yeah. Keep your hips loose. And now we're going to do it side to side. Right? So it's 1, 2, see. Let me do it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No, that's not it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. There we go. 1. This just steps down. 2, 3. Okay. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Get your upper body moving. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Foot lifts off the ground. Put it back together. Okay. Get your hips moving. There you go. 5, 6, 7. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. Good. And shake it out, you guys. Good work on all of that. All right, let's go ahead and take the chair and utilize it with the short side down, okay? And here, if you want to use weights, you can to increase a little bit of the strength of the upper body, okay? So I'm going to take my weights on the chair, so they're available if I want to use them. And I'm going to have this nice straight spine again. I'm going to keep one hand. I'm going to keep my right hand. I'll just use right and left here. Right hand on the ground. I'm going to take the other hand with a weight, and I'm going to let it come down. I'm going to tuck in my toes and bring that weight up. Okay. And then push down. And inhaling. Exhaling. In. Exhale. Two more. Good. And then I'm going to switch sides. Other hand kind of comes in the center. The other one takes the weight. If I don't have a weight, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have a weight. Okay. Tuck into my toes and lift up and then lengthen. Or I can do it the opposite way like I did before. Kind of pumping here. You can also take it into a bit of a twist. Two more. Good. And comes down. Walking my legs back. Now I'm in a similar position as I was when I had my hands on the top of the chair, but now I'm a little bit lower. I can stretch into my back a little bit more here, into my glutes, into my legs. Again, you can have your legs bent if you want here. That'll be fine. And then walk your right leg forward, okay? And let the other one stay back and stay on the ball of that back foot. Bend into your front knee. You're in a lunge position here. You're stretching out the back side. You're strengthening the leg that's standing, strengthening your core here. And my right foot's forward. Maybe that's your left, but whichever leg is forward, place that hand on the chair. Okay, I'm still on the ball of this back foot. I'm going to take a weight in the hand. You don't have to have a weight, okay? I'm going to extend up and make myself really long from my hand into the back of my foot. And then I'm going to bring this back towards my shoulder. Extend. Two more. Place that weight down if you had it. Don't have to have it. Still stretching, still strengthening, okay? Go ahead and bring that foot up and find yourself just walking those feet out, maybe coming to the balls of your feet there. Woo, shaking it out a little bit. Come and walk it back into that semi-down dog there. Good, and then let's take the opposite leg forward and the other one back onto the ball of that back foot. So now it's my left foot that's forward. I'm feeling a stretch in the back of my leg, yes, hamstring and my calf, but also in my front hip flexor. And I let myself lower to whatever feels right, but knee and ankle should be in alignment, okay? You guys having a hard time seeing me because of the wind. I'm gonna bring this forward a little bit more. The wind in the willows. Wanted to be outside though. It's just so beautiful out. So I'm hoping we can get through the rest of the class, even with the changing of the shadows and the trees and the wind. And now you can't see me. Sorry, guys. Go ahead and move you back. Okay, well, at least you'll be able to see me. Sort of. All right, so I had my left foot forward, my right one back, behind the ball of that foot, okay? And so I'm deciding how that all is going to be. And then my left hand is going to come to the chair. My right hand is going to come up and then pull back to my shoulder, with or without a weight, okay? Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, pull my arm back to my shoulder. Inhale, exhale. Eye the ball of that back foot. Strengthening that front leg. If you're finished with this, come back to just our down dog and walk it out of the balls of your feet. One more. Good. Weight comes down, hands on the chair. Bring yourself up, walk it out. Good. And now I'm going to come with my toes apart and my heels in. Just do a little squatting and let that chair help me squat. Sorry, you guys. Just coming back and forth a bit. Good. All right. You guys have done a lot of work. Let's go ahead and sit in the chair. I'm going to sit closer to the earth, but please just sit on the chair and that will work. And now I can bring it up closer and you'll be able to see me because I will be lower on the ground. And you can see Inky there too. Well, Inky, he likes to be in the picture. So here we go. Yeah, it's just too beautiful. I wanted to be outside today. And so thank you for dealing with any of the shadowing effects that have happened in our class today. But please sit in your chair and go ahead and just sit in a mountain pose. All right, I'm just going to sit closer to the earth here. So feet, again, connect to the earth, where our points of contact are feet and our feet of our spine, our sits bones, right? And everything gets into their own nice, beautiful alignment. And let's just do a little bit of flowing here. Take your hands to your hip area, and we're going to exhale as our hands come towards our knees, sliding down towards our ankles, maybe our heavy head releases. Inhale, sending it back up towards your hips, maybe looking up, sending it on back forward. Let yourself be. Exhale. Inhale, bringing it on up. Hands here, look up. Exhale, take it forward. Few more here, please. One more. And then since you're seated on your chairs, most of you, go ahead and let your knees open, but cross your feet at the ankles underneath your chair. Okay, so you've got your knees open and your feet are crossed and pulled in a bit there. And so we're in kind of an open Sukhasana a bit. If we took our feet together, we would be more in a cobbler's pose or Baddha Konasana. You can go ahead and cross your feet or put them together, whatever feels right for you. And let's take a few breaths here. Chair out of the way. And what we're going to do right now, and we're kind of coming into the relaxing phase, but some of you diehards, if you want to have weights, you certainly can do that. Okay, I'm going to interlace my hands. I'm going to take them forward and push away. Take my arms up. And then I'm going to exhale, curling into myself. Really having some really bad posture here, right? Chin to chest. Shoulders pulling forward, pushing my hands away. And then lifting in vertebrae upon vertebrae as I lift up, lengthening here through my arms. And then come on back into that releasing of curl and tuck and round. Taking yourself up slowly. 2 more sets here. Bring yourself on up. Releasing arms and let them come on down and out. And have your fingers open and your arms open here. Take one hand flat on the ground next to you. Lift the other one up, lengthening here, and bend into the other arms. Feel that stretch. Now it's all just about breath and stretch. Bringing ourselves up. Exhale, take that hand down. Connecting here. Lots of points of connection here, right? All the backside of your leg, your feet, your sits bones. You know, we've got a lot connecting here. Other hand is down, pressing into the earth. This one lifts up, inhale. Take it on over with a slide, exhale, or just bend into that arm that's supporting you there. Good. Bring yourself up, inhale. Hands come to shoulder height. And let's slide over one direction. Bring your back itself into center. Come on over. Yeah. Take it, take it, take it, take it. Feel what brings you back. Okay, it is your core. All right, take it on over. Mm-hmm. Bring it on back. Take it on over. Bring it on back. One more time each side. And release. Hands come down. Good. Let's go ahead. Lift arms up. Inhale. And exhale right under left. Done eagle yet. Arms are together here. We're opening into the joints. Let's go ahead. Lift one shoulder up as the arms reach to one direction, right? Pull down here. Lift up here. Come back to center. Pulling both shoulders down. Then lift up one. Let the other one come down. Bring yourself over. Open up. Yeah. Come back. Line yourself back up. And let's do one more time each side. Really opening up here. Feel that in your shoulder blade. Come on back to center and lift and lengthen one side as the other contracts. Come on up and releasing arms. That was my right under my left. Now I'm going to take my left under my right. Lifting up, looking up. This time I'm just going to bow forward to wherever your torso allows you to go. Exhale. Bring yourself back up. Inhale. Exhale. Taking yourself back up. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale over. Bringing myself back up, seated on my sits bones. Release my arms. Take them out. Take them across. Give myself a hug. Squeeze and pull those shoulders down. Stretching up through the neck. Take my chin to my chest. Lift. Look. Send my chin. Level. Release. Other arm crosses over. Give yourself a hug. Pull down there. Take your chin to your chest. Release, release. Look up. Lift up. Shoulders pull down. And release back. Releasing arms. Come on up. And exhale. Hands come into heart center. From here, we're not quite finished yet. We have a couple more minutes, but take your hands and let's press them together. And we're just going to do a little isometric here. And we're going to keep them pressed as my whole torso comes to one direction, back into the center. Pushing over that way, come back to the center. My hands are going to stay pressing to one another, okay? But the rest of my body is going to take itself to one side and the other. And I hope you guys will feel this nicely in your obliques tomorrow. And back into center. All right, so let's come to a conclusion here. Before you leave, take your hands, interlace them one more time. Pull your elbows together. Release your index finger. Lift up as high as you can. Look up. Squeezing those forearms together. And then bring yourself back and open up into a gentle way here. Few breaths. Finding that balance and that equality in our breath. Feeling the strength and the stamina in our bodies. Feeling the lightness and the flexibility that we've created by moving and grooving today. So thank you very much. And next week I'll be back and it will be a hybrid. So we'll be Zooming through at Vessel, or you can come and join us together. And just remember to bring those different pieces of equipment. You don't have to have them, but if you do, it may just augment and amplify your practice a little bit. So from my heart to yours, thank you all for checking this out. Namaste. And apologies for any of the lighting issues. I think Inky knows what namaste means, because anytime I say that and I'm doing a recorded class, he comes like, he say, okay, namaste, it's over, now I can stay.